Greetings, people of intellect. This is my book review of The Grand Design by Stephen Hawking, who is by far the most world-renowned theoretical physicist since Einstein. And in this book, he gives an account of how humanity has reached the profound level of understanding of the universe that it has from the ancient Greek philosophers who did thought experiments but not really quantitative analysis. Some of their thoughts were later proven incorrect, but some were actually pretty spot on. For example, they had postulated that a piece of matter could not be divisible ad infinitum, that you couldn't keep cutting something in half forever, that at a certain point you would reach the basic building blocks of matter, which we understand today as atoms. From there, the astronomers like Galileo and the physicists like Newton came in to do more quantitative analysis, which laid the foundation for so much of the mathematical interpretation of the universe. Hawking also discusses the impact of these understandings that has influenced society. For example, prior to Copernicus's theory of a heliocentric model of the universe, there was a geocentric model where the Earth was thought to be at the center of the universe. And so that shift in realizing that we're not at the center of our universe has kind of, some would say, made us feel insignificant. I would say made us feel humbled. But even beyond that, we later understood that the distant lights we see in the night skies are actually stars like our sun, and that those stars have orbiting planets like ours. So every layer of understanding has made us feel smaller and smaller, which to me is exciting for some reason. It makes me feel like I'm part of something really, really grand. Beyond that, I've had a really profound understanding of these topics prior to this book, because I just have a insatiable curiosity for topics of astronomy and theoretical physics. And so I've watched a lot of documentaries and read a lot of books prior to this on this topic. So, but it has helped me to understand certain topics more in depth. For example, the first of the three main concepts that I took away is the difference between the classical Newtonian model of physics versus the quantitative or the quantum physics world. The world of subatomical particles is just so insane. For example, like it postulates that when you shoot a subatomical particle like a electron through a slit, this is called double slit experiment, that it should hit the back of the wall. But when you have two slits, something weird happens and you get spots that hit the wall where it couldn't have possibly gone through where there was no slit. And so from that understanding, scientists figured that they must behave as not only particles but also as waves. And then when they went to actually observe this phenomenon by shedding light on it, they saw that it no longer behaved as waves but only as particles. And yet when they did it without observing it, it behaved as waves again. So I never understood that, but now I understand that by shedding light on it, the photons has an impact on it. So basically the world behaves in a different way when you're not looking at it, because by simply observing it, because you need light to see, by shedding light on it, you change the way it functions. So it's really interesting, so that when you're not looking at something, it can be behaving completely different. The second theory that I took away is M theory, which is the grand unification of all other theories. It tries to create one model of the universe, or try to simplify all the equations in one equation. But it has some interesting properties to it. For example, it requires that there be 11 dimensions of the universe, which can only happen if there are parallel universes. So that is really interesting. And the last thing I took away was that the universe exists the way it does because there is a multitude of universes, and ours is just one that supports life. And we can only observe the one that we're in because the other ones that didn't support life did not create beings that could observe it. So we have this design because it is the only one that could have supported our being.